Hello, welcome back to another one of my videos. I'm Crazy Boy. Today's video entitled is going to be called How to Make Incense Pellets. For those of you who do not know what incense pellets are, all they are is a dry mix, incense herbal mix, or even with resins in it as well, that are burned on a charcoal disc, that they are actually mixed in with a palatable substance like honey or also a sticky resin that's also very palatable. And the reason why that I make incense pellets is mainly because I feel that incense pellets are almost like a little bit of an investment. With that being said, an example is, let's say you make your incense pellets, let's say you have a very good mixture for belting, and let's say that you decide to make some. And let's say you make like about 10 pellets. Let's say you only use about 3 for your ritual or for your celebration that you're using for belting. And let's say you store the rest of them away. Throughout the year, for the next year, when you have beltane again, when you open up, when you take these pellets out of your witchy cabinet, you will find that the pellets actually smell even better. They mature. They blend in themselves and actually make the incense have more depth. And to me it's a very good investment, because they're not like your incense sticks or your incense cones where over time they lose their luster or they lose their scent, while these incense pellets will actually keep the scent of it. It'll actually keep it and actually make it even better and transform into something even more great that you cannot even make, because it's time that's making this incense even more stronger. I actually have some incense from Candlemass 4 years ago that smells way better than any stuff that I newly make, because it's like a 4-year-old incense that's been maturing over that time. So yeah, so I really recommend to give it a try. And again, you can use either honey or you can use a palatable type of resin. This resin is called labdanum. But also you can also use dried fruit. I don't know how to do that one. These are the only two that I know how. The example I'm going to show today is actually using the palatable resin labdanum. Okay. The first thing that you're going to be needing though, as tools wise, is latex gloves. These are very important because the labdanum is a very sticky resin. It'll stick to anything and everything. So just be really careful with it. Okay. The other thing you'll be needing is a mixing bowl. The other thing you'll be needing is some wax paper. Okay, so you can put your pellets on top of the wax paper when they're done. And also, you'll be needing 1 brown paper bag. Okay. So the mixture we're using today, the dry mixture we're using, is sandalwood, frankincense, cinnamon, aloes wood, and clove. This mix is actually my Hallows Eve mix. Everything was pretty much powdered except for the frankincense. Now, a little tip on grinding up your hard resins is to actually put them in the freezer for about an hour, then take them out and start grinding them up in your mortar and pestle, and it'll grind up a whole lot better. Because yeah, I used to not know that, and someone gave me a tip on that, and yeah, it helped me out with my wrists. Because grinding up resins it's really hard. And the next thing also will be a mixing bowl, and that's when you're ready to go. So what you want to do is you want to actually have almost to where there's like a base where it's completely covering the bottom of the bowl like that. And all we're going to do is just get some of the labdanum, and we're just going to drizzle it actually on top of the dry ingredients. And again, this stuff is very sticky, so be very careful. Just drizzle some on top. And again, the key here is to use less labdanum and have more dry mix. Okay, there's going to be more dry mix than there will be the labdanum, so always remember that. Now, as you can see, there's a little pool of the labdum on top of the dry mix. And what you're going to do is you're just going to get the dry mix and just scoop it on top of the labdum. Okay. And then you'll start to see how it's starting to get stuck to the dry mix. It's starting to mix with it. So just slowly just fold it over. Try to get some mixed stuff in there, the dry mix. And now what they say the best thing to use is your hands, okay? So the next thing we're gonna do, and the thing is, it's almost like, again, like almost kneading dough, but you have to try to get the consistency right. You have to start mashing in more of the dried ingredients for it to start to be able to mold a little bit better. And you'll get a feel for it. It is a lot of experimenting. The first time I did it, it kind of was hard to do at first, but over time it got better and better to use. And again, it is very sticky, so be very careful. And as you can see, it's still very, yeah, so again, drop it in the dry mix herb and roll it around. And then again, start kneading it. And that's the key, is to knead it, to knead a lot of it. It's almost, I guess you can kind of say like a conjure ball, kind of sort of, but you're using, you know, this is a little bit more runnier. It's a little bit, you have to make sure to add more dry ingredients to it. And again, keep on kneading it. Keep on kneading it. And you want to add more and more dry mix until the ball itself is not shiny anymore. See that right there? See how it's covered in the powder? And again, knead it again and again and again. And you want to keep on doing this, so you knead it some more. And as you can see, it still looks a little bit shiny. Put it back in the dry mix and keep on going. Actually, a good description of it, it's kind of like how when Charming Pixie Flora made the sugar skulls, how she said it was going to be a whole lot of powdered sugar, you know, and well, in this it's going to be a whole lot of the dry incense mix that's going to be going into this incense pellet. So you're actually going to have more incense that you've grounded up and dried than the labdum. The labdum's just going to keep it together. Let's see how many time. Okay. So, alright, so just a little bit fast so we can do it. It's still a little bit shiny. You'd keep on doing this a couple more times till it completely got dry. Well, the next thing you're going to do is, again, you're just going to make little pellets out of it. Yep, that's pretty much it. And you're going to place them on top of your wax paper. And then what you're going to do for about a week is you're going to get your brown paper bag, and you're just going to get your wax paper and you're going to put your pellets inside the paper bag. You just close it up like that. Just fold it just once. And you're going to leave it in a cold, dark place. And it also depends too on the climate. If you live somewhere where it's really, really wet, it may take a little bit longer for the pellets to dry or harden. But I live in Texas, so we have very dry weather here, so they harden pretty fast. And once they've completely hardened, after that you can store them in a ceramic jar that's non-glazed on the inside, and just store them away, or even in a glass jar. Just make sure that you don't like store them on top of each other, because they will get stuck to each other over time. So just make sure you just have one layer. And yeah, so that's how you make your incense pellets. Thank y'all for watching, and blessed be.